Hey, greetings friends, I'm Glenn Thomas, and tonight we're talking wider mixes. If you're new to the channel, so glad that you're here. Hit that subscribe button and join our community. We would love to have you. We're talking everything from creativity, Ableton, music, and beyond. And tonight we're talking wider mixes. Let's dive in. All right, inside Ableton now. So the question tonight is, how do we get wider mixes? One of my subscribers had that question of, hey, how do you take panning and mixing and just get bigger mixes? So this is one of the ways that I do it. And how do we take something that sounds like this, very mono, and with just 3 return tracks, make it sound like this. This is just a little sketch I'm working on, and I just have 5 channels here. Drums, bass, a little lead, and then 2 different chord channels here, playing different sounds of the exact same MIDI clips. All of these tracks I have taken and added a utility plugin, and I've enabled mono on all of these. So you can see the drums are mono, the bass is mono, the lead is mono, the chords are mono, and the second chord's all mono. That's intentional so that I can overemphasize what we can do with 3 simple return tracks. So let's check it out. So what do I have going on in these return tracks then? I've set up a left verb and a right verb, and then a stereo delay verb. But here's how they're set up, and this is where magic starts to happen. Okay, so on the left verb, it looks like I'm boosting a little bit with a utility plugin just to get a little bit more volume, going into cathedral reverb with the dry wet set to 100%. Nothing super special about this particular sound. This is just one that I tend to like. This cathedral preset is one of my favorites for Ableton's built-in reverb. So I've got this left verb panned left. Great. Okay, moving to the right verb. What do we have different here? Okay, no utility, high cut, high diffusion, cut off, still dry wet at 100%. But this time it's panned to the right. So both of these reverbs are slightly different, but they are similar. They're both a cathedral reverb with 100% dry wet mix. So what am I doing that is making so much stereo width? So where the magic is what is sent where. And what I mean by that is, so if you look over here on my 2 chord channels, right now they're panned right up the middle, but I've mapped a MIDI macro to just flip them. So here's what I was doing when they were in full stereo. The first chord channel, which just sounds like this, I'll make a mono again. That's the first chord channel, second chord channel. And again, all made mono. So the first step is to just hard pan them left and right. Let's take a listen to it now. So already we've gotten a little bit more stereo separation just because these are panned hard left, hard right. It's playing the exact same MIDI clips, 2 different sounds, so it just adds intrigue and character. So where the stereo magic starts to happen is when we look up at the sends here. So you can see on this chords channel, the first one, I've got it panned left, and I'm sending to send B. Well, if you look over here, send B is my right verb. Now look back over at the second chords channel here, and I'm panning this channel right, and I'm sending to send A, which is panned left. Why am I doing this? So what I'm doing is I'm placing the direct signal of, for example, this chords track, it's all the way on the left, but all the ambience for this track is on the right. And then it's the reverse for these. So the direct signals are hard panned left and right, and then also their ambience is hard panned left and right, opposite of where their direct signal is. Sounds confusing, but really it makes a lot of sense when you think about it. So take a listen to this. I'm just going to solo the chords track here, and I'm going to enable the send return here. So take a listen. So again, on the left, completely dry. On the right, only ambience. So now let's enable both of these. You can hear Yeah, that we're just getting that spread nice and wide. Awesome. So that's the step one, and it's not that hard. Moving on, the second thing that I'm doing in this track to get more stereo ambience, stereo width, is I'm taking my lead channel, which sounds like this. Again, making it mono with the utility plugin. So it's just very simple, very straightforward, very up the middle. How are we giving it stereo width? With this stereo delay verb. So what am I doing here? Guess what? Favorite reverb, Cathedral reverb, 100% wet. But how is it different this time? I'm adding a simple delay afterwards set to 100% wet, which means you're only hearing the delayed signal. So the result ends up being a stereo delayed reverb. And why is it a stereo delayed reverb? Because if you look, you have two different delays in a simple delay. You have the left and you have the right. You can link them so that they're one, or you can separate them so that they're two. And here's where I start to get some stereo separation. If you take and you change the times of your delays to be separated, so 80 milliseconds and 100 milliseconds, you start to get stereo separation. And here's our lead. Now let's put ambience on that. And you can just start to hear ambience with depth. So cool. Now, with just those three return tracks, I've just taken and I've blended a little bit of all these tracks in, except for the bass. We want to keep the bass nice and dry, right up the middle, no stereo width in this case. And I've taken all the tracks and just rolled up the sends to a place where I like them, so that in the end, I get this very stereo sound. Compared to the mono, again, with only 3 returns, I think that's pretty awesome. So hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, I would love it if you would hit the thumbs up. And also, if you haven't already, I would love for you to subscribe. If you didn't find this video helpful, give me a thumbs down. And then in the comment section, please tell me why it wasn't helpful for you. So with that, thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.